What do you think about artificial colors and flavors?
Yucky wucky.
Do you eat that stuff?
No.
What's up, YouTube? We're back. Coach Dan.
Coach Rach.
And we are going to sit here today and just discuss with you what it's like to stay fit as parents in this crazy CrossFit world. She can talk to experience of being a mom and giving birth through 3 kids, 2 of which came at the same time. And I can tell you what it's like to live on the other side of that. So, let's start from the beginning here. We've been married for...
9 years? 8 years?
Jeez, already screwed it up.
The gym's 9 years.
We've been married for 8 years. We've owned this gym together for 9 years. Okay, so if we go back to September of 2015,
Yeah.
I proposed on the grand opening of the gym, and that way we knew that we were in it together forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Gym and marriage.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We didn't get married that long after. It was like 8 or 10 months or something
She
in the
was
spring.
adamant that we got married right away. She wasn't pregnant, but she was definitely adamant that we got married right away. So,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, she's old, so it was time.
Older now.
Older now. So yeah, 8 years married, 9 years gymming, and 3 boys later. And I'm still looking good, if I do say so myself. You're looking good too.
Thank you. Thank you.
She's gone through the rougher part of all this. I got a lot more grays in my beard, but she's had to birth 3 boys, 2 of which came through the same time.
Yeah, good times. Well, so you started the challenge though with the Beat the Dad bod when I was pregnant.
2017.
Yeah. So that was your like original kickstart to.
For the 8 week. Well, the first challenge actually wasn't 8 weeks; it was 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was just before I was going to become a dad, so I wanted to start a challenge for the dads in the gym to be in shape. And it was called Beat the Dad bod, and we had like 20 guys do that challenge. It was really good. And
20. Yeah, it was 20 guys, like 20.
Yeah.
I don't think they were all dads, but yeah.
I did it myself too.
Yeah.
So,
that was cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I thought I was going to be one of those like crazy CrossFit athletes that like keeps doing handstand push-ups through their pregnancy and stuff, but I actually had a condition called placenta previa, which is where the placenta's on the front of the belly instead of on the back. And so I had this like weird feeling where I just didn't want to do any of those like heavy lifting and that kind of stuff. And then when I found that out, I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. But so then I had to like totally relearn how to train because I'd never really used dumbbells or like that kind of stuff. Like I hadn't done the traditional gym kind of training. was like just pure CrossFit for how many years before that. So that was a super interesting experience in terms of like, okay, I can't do this stuff that I'm normally used to doing. So what can I do? And then that's when I started incorporating a lot more of like the traditional gym stuff into my training, and I really enjoyed it. Like that was a fun summer. It was a summer, so it was like, it was hot, but it was a fun summer of training. It's just, so different from what I was used to.
Yeah, for me, it was not, there was no change at all.
Yeah. In his life,
In
period,
my life.
you know?
She got bigger and I stayed jacked. We did do the challenge, so I did, by the time, just before Malachi was born, I PR'd my snatch, and in the same workout I did Fran, which is like a CrossFit girl workout that is kind of a marker of fitness. And I was able to PR both in the same workout. So I did a 280-pound snatch and a 2 minute and 36 second Fran. And I did that while Alexei Tarakti, who is a gold medalist from Ukraine, weightlifter, was in town doing a seminar here. So he actually took me through the lift, and then he counted all my Fran reps. And so that was kind of cool. And she just got bigger.
That happened literally on our son's due date, actually.
Yeah, actually we did that on the due date.
He booked this seminar on his due date. So it's a good thing he was 10 days late.
10 days late, and then took like flipping 48 hours to come out.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, so here, I got a story for you, okay? Something happens and there's water coming out of her everywhere. And she starts to go into labor, but they tell us not to come in yet. It's not time yet, but she's screaming bloody friggin' murder. And we're in this, like, what they call it, European townhome. So there's like how many units in this?
8.
There's like an 8-unit thing. We lived in one of the units, and she's screaming and whatever, going through her pains and contractions. And then I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like, it's okay. And then the doorbell rings, and knocking on the doorbell, ringing, and and I'm like, we're like 3 flights up. So I'm like, I run downstairs, open the door, and our neighbors, which was a lady and her daughter, were at the door, and they're like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, my wife's in labor. And they're like, oh, we were just about to call the cops. We thought you were beating her. That's it. So they thought I was abusing my wife to the point where she's screaming bloody murder. And we're
I'm
about
at the
to
top
call
of the
cops.
stairs. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm just in labor. Look how
So-
pregnant I am.
Anyways.
Yeah, good times.
Good times.
Good times.
So then she gave birth to Malachi.
Yep.
And then it was a C-section because he took friggin' 2 days to come out once
yeah,
he went into
his
labor.
big head got stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So C-section is totally different recovery process.
Yeah.
Coming
yeah,
out of that,
for
right?
sure. So
So-
again, yeah, something that I wasn't, I mean, you're never really prepared for anything, but yeah, first kid, that type of recovery, again, I had to do some serious studying to learn, like, okay, what can I do? What can I not do? How am I going to get back to what I was used to being able to do? So it was probably 4 months before I really started to move. But I had like a really solid series of like stretches and just kind of warm up exercises that I was able to go through, and I would just do those on the living room floor while he's playing on his little mat.
Those are the
so that was
days.
fun.
Let me tell you something. For all you complaining parents out there, one is easy. When you have 2 of those monsters at the same time, it is not the same. Okay, those 2 chubby little kids we had after him, oh my goodness, it's madness.
It's madness.
Like,
It's still madness.
I feel like I didn't
madness
age
from day
too
one.
much after him, and I honestly worked out pretty hard through everything. This is the first time in my life where I feel like I'm taken to a different level of stress with everything that's going on, keeping up with his responsibilities, all the sports and teams he plays, and then having those 2 monsters in my home all at the same time. Oh my goodness. Anyways, back to you. 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months, started moving again, so that was really good. And then I set a goal of being able to do a weightlifting competition when he was 1 year old. So he was born at the end of November. And so it was in the spring when I started, you know, like we were going for walks every day, first thing in the morning. I did a lot of baby wearing, and then a lot of these like core, pelvic floor, rehab exercises. Got back to the gym really in about May probably. So about 6 months after was when I started my Mom Fit dumbbells and diapers class up again. And that's when we're like, okay, let's get back to the barbell, dumbbells, accessory work. It was probably 8 months before I started really like running or weightlifting. But then having that goal of a weightlifting competition to train for was super helpful because we have weightlifting coaches here at the gym. So it's just, okay, I'm going to come in, I'm going to do my workout, I'm going to follow my plan and be able to do that. So that was pretty awesome. I ended up doing 2 weightlifting competitions after that. So I was super...
Was I the ref in the first one? The second one?
Second one. Yeah.
It's the second competition she did.
That's how I got my
back.
medal.
Yeah, I was. I'm a certified OWA referee, and I was the head judge for her competition. So I had the power of red light or white light, depending if it was a good or bad lift. What did I give you?
You give me all white lights.
All white
All
lights.
white lights. I would come out
I
smiling.
have learned
Yeah.
that happy wife is happy life. So if she dropped that weight, I was giving her white lights anyways. So I was going home a happy man that night.
Yeah, I'd come out
she
smiling
was
and be
good.
like this, and then he's like
I
trying
was-
not to look at me.
I'm looking down like, what are you smiling at? You're supposed to be lifting heavy weights. This is serious business.
I'm not serious
She's
business.
not serious
I'm not
business.
no.
I haven't seen her
I'm not a
be
serious
serious business since she went to regionals for CrossFit in 2014.
Yeah.
Even then, you
I
were
was
pretty
gonna
chill
say,
in the
yeah,
back,
not
not
super.
super. But she crushed it, but in her own style of crushing it. my style of crushing it is a whole different type of intensity. That's for sure. Hers is like relaxed in the back, and I think there's a lot of benefits to that. It's probably a lot easier on your body and your mind at the end of it all. But so 2 weightlifting comps.
Yep.
Then you got pregnant again.
Well, it was COVID, so that was like we were working out in the garage for how many months, right? I was doing like snatches and running up and down the street in the garage, like with him. He was 2.5.
I was working 8 to 10 hour landscape days and then coming home and then squatting in the garage.
Yeah.
With like no legs left to squat. Jeez.
Yeah. But then, we had another miscarriage. I was like, we had finally gotten back to the gym. So I'm like ramping it back up in the gym, like, working out in the gym again. And then,
pregnant,
and
miscarriage.
And then pregnant with the twins, I didn't do anything. I couldn't. Just having a toddler, not even a toddler, like 3.5-year-old. At home all day, every day, and like just like the twins like really took it out of me. So I was okay with that.
She was huge.
I gained 85 pounds,
it was
and I'm
a massive human
5'3".
being.
Yeah,
like,
I was like 240
we had to sleep in
pounds.
different beds because it was too much heat and too much
Snoring,
body, and snoring like
oh
crazy.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was
was
up.
hard.
I was up early mornings for landscape days, so. There's a lot of stress during that time, right? Like,
Second lockdown.
Lockdown again. My business is
Third
deemed
lockdown.
Unessential to people's lives, and we were trying to keep things going. And I had to work that job with my brother Mike to make sure that we had enough to pay our mortgage and all that kind of stuff. But I still worked out. I don't know. Working out for me is a necessity. So some days were tough. Get home and you're tired, but you still do it anyways. And then the stress of just like, where are we going with all this? Like, is the gym actually going to survive? Are they ever going to let us out of our homes again? It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But like for us, having that routine, having that anchor of like, even though I wasn't able to work out, being super active and like being on point with our nutrition, like just keeping that super simple. Because it's easy to gain that COVID 40.
Impossible to gain COVID 40. Let me tell you how you don't gain COVID 40. Go work landscaping 10 hours a day and then work out. It's impossible to gain weight. I lost more weight. Like I became skinny. Like I couldn't
horrifying.
keep any weight on because you're walking at least 30,000 steps a day. But that's not just steps of walking. That's steps of like carrying tools and moving and picking up garbage or laying stones. There's just so many things. And then on top of that, you come home and you break down muscle and workout. So like it was impossible to keep on weight.
But then you went and did that competition after you finished landscaping at the end of that summer. What was that team competition you did with Jacob? Like, how did you get back to that from landscaping, from like not being at the gym all day to being able to do that?
Before that I did some weightlifting.
Yeah.
So I did a weightlifting cycle with my coach Mike Service, who's programmed all my weightlifting stuff over the years. And then I had this thing about post-surgery snatch PR. And then I had a bet with the president of the OWA, Mike Miller. So basically we maxed out our snatch and clean and jerk for a weightlifting total. And we just like hooked up cameras and did it online. And we went head to head. And if I lost, I had to sign up for a weightlifting meet and wear a pink singlet that he bought for me. And then if he lost, he had this long, glorious red hair that he'd been growing all through COVID. So if he lost, I got to cut it all off. Coach Dan doesn't lose, people. So
that hair is still
I
in
still
our
have
office.
that hair. It's in my office in a bandana because I won. Mike is older than me, yes, but he also outweighs me by a good 40 pounds. So we covered the balance. I'm younger, he's heavier, definitely a little bit stronger overall, but Coach Dan is a competitive human being. So I snatched 280 pounds that day, which at the body weight I was at was the heaviest I snatched per pound of body weight, post-surgery PR, and also 5 pounds heavier than the national record for my age and weight class, which is pretty cool. And then that I clean and jerked 330 pounds that day, and I just destroyed him. After the snatch, he stood no chance. And he knew it, and he texted me, and he said, I'm doing this just because I said I was going to do it. So 2 weeks later, he showed up at the gym, and I cut all that hair off, and I kept it on. I still have it. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Anyways, so I did a weightlifting cycle. I got strong again.
That's always the key. You have to do, whenever something like that happens, you have to do that strength cycle.
Because it sets the tone for everything else. And so I transitioned from that back into doing CrossFit work. Just at that point, you're not trying to gain more strength. You're just maintaining what you have. You even maybe lose a little bit of the top end stuff. And I got in like really good shape for that comp with with Jacob at Can East.
That's what it was.
Can East, Elite Division, RX males. It was a lot of fun. We crushed. There was a snatch workout. Oh man, did I destroy that workout. Like nobody stands a chance. It was snatches and assault bike. And if anybody ever seen me on an assault bike or an echo bike, they already know. That was good. That was the best shape I had been in for CrossFit since like 2015 or 16.
Yeah. And then the twins got to come and watch you.
The twins came.
So that's when I was getting back into things.
It was the end of the comp, and a couple guys came up to me, and I had the twins in my hands, and then Malachi was by my side, and they're like, "Those are your kids?" And I'm like, "Yeah, these are my boys." And he's like, "You're like the most jacked dad I've ever seen." I'm like, "All right, let me sign this for you." That was cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I was trying to get back into it after the twins as well. And so that went pretty good. Same thing. About like 4 to 6 months after they're born, come back, we got the mom fit class. We got the dumbbells and diapers. We start with the foundations. We get strong again. We, focus on that core. Yeah, squats, pressing, all that good stuff. And then...
You're getting in really good shape this past little while, and then I got her pregnant again.
Yep. Well, I did the CrossFit Total. So again, like I did that CrossFit Total. Well, I guess they were 2. I guess I didn't really have anything to train for when they were 1. That was still like pure survival mode. I nursed them for 15 months. So yeah, when they were 2, I did my CrossFit Total. And so that I was pumped about because I hit 80% of like my best lifts at a lower body weight than when I'd hit them before. So that was really cool. But then, yeah, exactly. Okay, so then this year, so I'm like, okay, I'm turning 40. I'm going to train for this 5K. I'm going to do quarterfinals, like blah, 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 blah. Boom.
I came down to make breakfast. And I will go to get my shaker cup, and on top of my shaker cup is this like thing sitting there, and I'm like, what the heck is on my shake? I was actually annoyed. I'm like, I laid this all out last night, so I didn't have to think about this at 4:30 in the morning, and it's a pregnancy test. And I looked at her, and I'm like, this is obviously not negative. And she's like, nope, we're having another one, which turned out to be 2 more that she was pregnant with, but then she had a miscarriage.
The day after my 40th birthday?
Yeah, the day after her 40th birthday, she had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
So lots of ups and downs. Now it's back to trying to get in shape.
Now, yeah, exactly. Now we that's what we do. We just keep chipping away, and there's highs and lows, and it's not, life's not linear. Our progress, our journey can't be linear.
Impossible.
We can't have unrealistic expectations. We have to just really acknowledge the season that we're in and just try to do the best that we can for that season with the resources that we have, with the time and energy that we have, So yeah, I started training again for the 5K race on Monday. So getting back to that and just focusing on that right now, and then focus more on CrossFit like when that's over in the fall. I'm just trying to maintain, like a little bit of strength and gymnastics along the way. So I appreciate the program that you made for me. Even though I said it would take me 5 days to do it. He wrote me a 3-day-a-week program. I'm like, this is going to take me 5 days to do, but that's okay.
The least amount of volume I give anybody, so I don't know what she was complaining about. Like,
It's
this
busy.
is like a scaled down version of what I actually want to give you.
Yeah, it's not so much capacity, it's just the time, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have 5 hours in the week to dedicate to training. I just don't. So we just have to be super efficient and make the most of the time that we have, So if that's like, okay, I've got a 20-minute EMOM or a 20-minute AMRAP, and it's just like, I'm just going to do the most and the best that I can in that chunk of time, then that's what you do, because it's better than nothing. And 3 days a week is better than 0 days. So it doesn't have to be, 5 days a week, 5 hours a week. Like, you can still make progress and work towards your goals, right?
Yeah, for sure you can. And it's the outlook you have on it, and your responsibility to yourself and the people around you to stay in good health and good shape, and to treat your body properly.
And to be that example, and to bring your kids with you to the gym and do workouts with them, even though the workouts aren't as good. Come say hi.
Because they're always watching.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's like,
Come
okay,
in.
I could have got 2 extra rounds if
always
things looked
watching.
a little different, but
He always
it's
sees
worth
and
it.
hears everything that we say, and the example we set is how he's going to act or react one day, right?
Yeah. You've been working out with me since.
Tell me here. Let me get my little mic off. Here. What do you think about artificial colors and flavors?
Yucky wucky.
Do you eat that stuff?
No,
Why?
because it's bad.
That's right. What is your favorite kind of food? If you say ice cream, I will delete it out.
Sushi.
Sushi.
That's true.
That's my
That's actually
boy.
most accurate.
He loves sushi.
Yeah.
Every time it's like, we're going out. What do you want? Sushi. Right?
What's your front
Yes.
squat PR?
15.5 pounds.
No.
Kilos.
15.5 what?
Kilos.
Kilos. That's right. We did that the other day. Okay, now plug your business over there.
Oh yeah.
It's Malachi Strong Healthy Drinks. I sell BioSteels. And
How much do you sell them for?
$3.50.
Yeah, and what flavors do you have?
White freezy grape, ice pop, and there's rainbow and cherry lime.
Nice. And what are you doing with all that money you're making?
Keeping it until they run out and then buy more.
Okay, that a boy. I did not expect that one, but that is the right answer. Good job, dude. So, again, they see you. They see what you do. They see how you act, react when you work out, what you eat, how you do business, apparently. And because of that, they can grow up to be strong, healthy, awesome individuals who give back to society and don't take away from society, right, dude? That's right.
He also does toes to bar like his mom.
Yes. He also squats better than me, like his mom. All right, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed that. It's another one. We need you to like, subscribe, leave a comment for Malachi. If you're in the gym and you're not buying Malachi's strong, healthy drinks, then what are you actually doing here? Right, dude?
Yeah, then you're just doing nonsense.
That's right. You're doing nonsense. You need to buy one of those drinks, support the dream, right? So one day he can pay for his own college and save me a bunch of money, right, dude?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch you. Go smack the camera like this. Don't actually smack it.
Don't
just
actually smack
pretend.
it.
We'll catch you guys next time. Maybe we'll bring Malachi along. Boom.
Drink store, and we sell BioSteels. It's called Malachi Strong Healthy Drinks, and we sell the grape, white freezy, rainbow twist, cherry lime, and ice pop. Everyone that haven't got anyone drink before, you should come here and buy one.
Yeah, where can we find you at? Yeah.
Riddick Trim, 427 Spears Road, Malachi Strong Healthy Drinks.